sometimes everything falls apart. Often we don't expect things like that, sometimes we anticipate them, but sometimes things just fall apart. And when they do, it's necessary to recognize that they fell apart for a reason. The reason generally being that they couldn't hold, they couldn't support you, they could no longer survive doing what they had been doing or trying to be doing. That may be an organization, it may be a relationship, it may be a job, but sometimes things fall apart. And when they do, it's kind of an acid test that tells you whatever it was really wasn't right and didn't support you and didn't give you what you needed. That's why it fell apart. This is a wonderful opportunity because the next thing to do is to figure out what really is right for you. What's the next step? Now, the important thing at this point in the process is to actually take a step, maybe a baby step, but to actually do something, make a commitment to moving on, moving forward, just moving. It doesn't have to be the final move, it doesn't have to be the perfect move, but making a commitment to engage and do something really will bring forth possibilities and liberate you from what is often called analysis paralysis, where you suddenly realize that you're not getting anywhere because there are too many things to consider and you don't know what the alternatives are, and it finally turns out to be easier or maybe less scary to not do anything. We've all been in that position. It's also important to recognize that since you can't anticipate everything, it's good not to worry about the things that may or may not happen because you don't know what they are. And it's easy to hypothesize the worst possibilities, but not recognize you don't really know the future. And the more positive you are, the more encouraging you are, the more liberated you will be, and the more possibilities there actually will be. It's a hard thing to understand, but it's actually true. It's the other side of making life more messy. People say they don't want to make their life more messy, but mess is good because mess is full of opportunities and things arise from unknown places. And suddenly there are possibilities that were unanticipated. And not only that, but being involved in that kind of mess, and I say again, being involved in that kind of mess, also helps you feel that you're more alive because you're involved. Now, throughout the process, there's an important question, and the question is, whose needs are being served? Because it's easy to be in this kind of position where you're at a decision point where things have fallen apart, where you don't know what lies ahead, to fall back on expectations. Maybe they're your parents' expectations, maybe they're your friends, maybe they're just societal expectations. But the thing that's important is to realize who's being served, what your needs are, and what it is that will bring you happiness. And in that process, you just have to trust the process, take a step, be positive, and know that whatever you do, you will have experience, and that experience will help you make the next decision. You can't know the future. Part of this is a story I can tell about myself, which is that I was very eager to go to college and get an education, and really felt committed to going to college and getting an education. And when I went to college, I knew I wanted to take the best courses from the best professors, and that's what I did. There was a lot of talk on campus about who was good at teaching whatever, and those were the classes I took. And that went along very well, and I had a great time, and I learned a lot. But sometime during my junior year, my advisor told me that I couldn't graduate. And the reason I couldn't graduate is that I didn't have enough hours in any area to declare a major. I had as many hours in fine arts as I had in engineering or in philosophy as in mathematics. And I was all over the place and getting what I thought was a great education. Now, at that point, it would have been easy to cave in to society's expectations and say, well, the easiest thing to do would be to declare myself a scholar or a pre-law student or a business major or something where I could use the hours that I had. But I kept going the way I was. And lo and behold, I was able to persuade the university that they should offer a different kind of degree. and the university finally offered a Bachelor of General Studies. And I got one, and I'm ever so pleased that's the way things worked out. So, again, the lesson here is you can't know the future. Do what is best for you. Know who's benefiting. Take heart, make a decision, move forward. You'll be surprised how it goes. I promise.